confusion, it's classification. Because narcissists don't love people equally, they rank them. And how they treat their real choice versus an option exposes everything. If this is resonating and you're starting to recognize patterns instead of blaming yourself, pause for a second and subscribe, because clarity is the first step out of psychological chaos. When a narcissist identifies someone as their real choice, their behavior becomes noticeably regulated, controlled, and strategic. This does not mean healthier or more loving. It means calculated. The real choice is not someone they feel safe being emotionally messy with. It is someone they need to preserve for stability, status, or long-term supply. Because of that, the narcissist monitors their tone, their reactions, and their availability around this person. They are careful not to destabilize the relationship too much. They show up on time. They follow predictable patterns. They may even appear emotionally mature at first glance. This regulation exists because the real choice is too valuable to risk losing through impulsive behavior. In contrast, when someone is positioned as just an option, the narcissist allows their dysregulation to spill outward. The option becomes the emotional dumping ground. Mood swings, silent treatments, sudden affection followed by withdrawal, and inconsistent communication all appear here. This is not accidental or unconscious. It is the result of an internal calculation that the option is less likely to leave, less likely to confront, or more willing to tolerate confusion. The narcissist does not fear consequences in this dynamic, so their behavior becomes erratic. The option is used to offload frustration, insecurity, and boredom without the narcissist having to self-regulate. This difference is rooted in control, not attachment. Narcissists regulate themselves only when regulation protects something they need. Around the real choice, they fear exposure, abandonment, or loss of status, so they contain their volatility. Around the option, they feel no such risk, so they externalize their emotional chaos. The option often mistakes this intensity for intimacy, believing that emotional access means closeness. In reality, it signals disposability. The narcissist is not being vulnerable, they are being unchecked. Over time, this dynamic trains the option to self-regulate for the narcissist. The option learns to anticipate moods, soften reactions, and absorb instability, while the real choice remains buffered from the narcissist's internal disorder. This is why options often feel exhausted, anxious, and confused, while the real choice appears calm and secure. The difference is not worth or value. It is proximity to the narcissist's uncontained self. When a narcissist has identified someone as their real choice, consistency becomes a tool they use deliberately. Communication follows a pattern. Availability is predictable. Affection is measured and stable enough to maintain attachment without creating panic. This is not because the narcissist is emotionally secure, but because predictability keeps their primary source anchored. Consistency reduces conflict, limits questions, and preserves control. The real choice knows when they will be contacted, what tone to expect, and where they stand most of the time. That sense of clarity is engineered, not organic, and it exists to keep the relationship functioning smoothly for the narcissist's benefit. With someone positioned as an option, confusion replaces consistency. The narcissist alternates between intense attention and sudden withdrawal, not as a reflection of changing feelings, but as a means of control. Hot and cold behavior destabilizes the nervous system of the other person, keeping them focused, hypervigilant, and emotionally invested. The option is left guessing what they did wrong, what changed, or how to regain the narcissist's attention. This confusion is not random. It serves to shift power by keeping the option emotionally off balance and constantly seeking reassurance. The narcissist understands, often intuitively, that clarity empowers people. When someone knows where they stand, they can set boundaries, make decisions, or leave. Confusion, on the other hand, keeps people stuck. By withholding consistency from the option, the narcissist creates a dynamic where the other person works harder for less. Each moment of affection feels earned, and each withdrawal feels like a personal failure. This reinforces self-doubt and deepens dependency. The real choice is spared this psychological turbulence because the narcissist cannot afford destabilization there. Too much inconsistency might provoke confrontation or abandonment, both of which threaten supply. So the narcissist manages themselves, suppresses impulses, and offers just enough steadiness to maintain the bond. The option becomes the place where impulses are released. Boredom is entertained, and ego is soothed through intermittent reinforcement. Over time, the option may feel an addictive pull toward the narcissist, mistaking anxiety for connection, while the real choice experiences a calmer but still transactional relationship. The distinction is not about emotional depth, but about who the narcissist believes they can afford to unsettle. When a narcissist identifies a real choice, that person becomes part of their public and private image management. The narcissist is highly invested in how they are perceived, and the real choice often functions as proof of their worth, stability, or success. Around this person, the narcissist curates behavior carefully. They may appear supportive, respectful, or even generous, not because of empathy, but because this relationship reflects back on them. The real choice is someone they want to be seen with, aligned with, or validated by. Any conflict is managed quietly, minimized, or reframed to protect the narcissist's image and sense of superiority. An option serves a very different psychological function. Options are not protected, they are used. They become emotional disposal sites where frustration, rage, boredom, envy, and insecurity are released. When the narcissist feels threatened, criticized, or diminished elsewhere, the option absorbs the fallout. This is where harsh words, dismissiveness, sarcasm, and emotional neglect appear. The narcissist feels no urgency to repair damage here because the option is not tied to their self-image. If the option leaves, it is inconvenient, not devastating. This dynamic explains why narcissists may defend their real choice publicly while undermining an option privately. The real choice helps maintain the illusion of being a good partner, a good person, or a victim of circumstances. The option, however, is where contradictions emerge. They see the entitlement, the lack of empathy, and the emotional cruelty because they are exposed to the narcissist's unfiltered internal state. The narcissist does not fear being fully seen by the option because they do not assign them narrative power. For the option, this creates deep confusion. They may experience intense emotional access, believing it signals closeness